The past disappears like meringue on the tongue. But some images get captured and remain to tell some kind of story. These are images that got captured in my world in 2016. One of the very best things to happen to me in 2016 was the appearance of this little animal in my world. I was charged with her care for several months running while her mistress was at work, and my association with her changed my life. She certainly changed my emotional life. This little thing guarded me so fiercely when someone I didn't wish to see showed up unexpectedly at my door. She whipped around my place like a little nutcase and spooned with me on cold nights, with her on the inside, of course. The littlest friend I ever spooned with. We bonded. Another cool thing was I put out a record, an EP, on Valentine's Day, Crush on You. This footage here is from the very last few days of 2015, actually, but God, there's just nothing like a rock band, and I have to include this because these Seattle guys, worked up those songs with me before I recorded them in Austin, and also had so much to do with the inspiration for the songs on the record that's coming out a few months from now, Rock Me to Mars. There are all kinds of moods reflected in the songs on Crush on You, but for sure I never take anything too seriously, especially the really serious stuff. This CD found its way into the hands of all kinds of people, including a poet from Queens who speaks only in rhyme, with a Trinidad accent. Kindred soul. Speaking of kindred souls, I got some time with my sisters in 2016. They are loving and lovely and hyper smart, and maybe I'm boasting a little, but I love our interwoven energy. And speaking of sisters, I did quite a bit of shopping in 2016. I also earned some money, as I have all my life in one way or another off of books. I narrate audiobooks, which I love. In the audio publishing business, I've met some of the finest and certainly most gratifyingly articulate people I know, and this aspect of my career took me to Chicago for a conference, where, in addition to the business at hand, there was, of course, an after-party, and actually, my friend and I here are not drunk, although I suspect the friendly, handy person taking the pictures might have been, because there was another far less sedate industry party going on in the same jammed little venue, and they were all getting hammered. So I made my way to the bar and hung out with the locals. Here's one of them. And I include these photos because this guy, his job is to wrangle the draft picks for the Chicago Bulls, and I kid you not, I am standing on a chair in these pictures. There was a lot of devoted friendship in 2016, and adoration, and romance. Of course, romance. What would life be without romance? And silliness, the mother of all creativity, and sweetness. Music is the top dog in my thought processes, and I had so much fun playing with different musicians, working out cover songs as well as originals, learning to play my instrument as I went along. I mean, my voice is my primary instrument, but I'm accompanying myself on acoustic and electric ukulele, and putting together videos of songs in various settings. Anything goes. It seems to me that music belongs pretty much everywhere. I played some wacky gigs in different kinds of situations and places, and wore some wacky wigs, you know, to create some different faces. And I released a single, Sweet Young Thing, which will be included on that upcoming EP, Rock Me to Mars. I had the pleasure of working with some new musicians in the making of this record, and God love a drummer because they keep me in line. The drummer is the engine of the band, the heartbeat. And they're physical in a whole different way from other musicians. Here's my producer. He produced Crush on You as well as this new one. We've done some really creative work together. He's handsomer than this, actually, but it's his talent and imagination that I hire him for, so that's okay. Every single day of 2016, I marveled at the planet, this beautiful experiment floating and turning in space, and never a dull moment on this crazy little rock, with fire at the center. Fire at the center! But seriously, this animal? Sorry, can't help returning to her for just a moment. I swear I didn't pose any of these. She's just a natural little movie star. The camera loves her. Another high point was getting onto the racetrack, which I've wanted to do for quite a while. I'm really interested in learning to drive at extremely high speeds with real skill. And I also spent some time at the firing range. Now, it's a funny thing about this. That's a Colt 45 I'm handling there. It kicks hard, as you can see. And I want to tell you what, it makes you pay attention to what you're doing. Breathe, relax, focus, allow. That's the assignment with target shooting, and pretty much everything else as far as I can tell. I mean, that's how you bring things into being through your intention. Guns stir up awfully strong reactions in people, but this isn't really about firearms. This is about practicing my aim in a way that absolutely requires that I set aside everything else but the star I'm wishing on. Okay, 2017, here we go.